morning to you. Here at New Bethesda, we're continuing our season of prayer and continuing to focus on prayer in our Sunday morning sermon time, and then also on Wednesday nights during prayer meeting and Bible study, and also through these devotionals. Oftentimes when we do things like this, when we have these ongoing series of things, or perhaps an emphasis of a particular thing that lasts perhaps several weeks, oftentimes we can kind of lose our fire or desire for it. We begin to perhaps get distracted or begin to feel like, okay, time to move on to something else. And prayer can certainly be that way. Perhaps that's human nature. It's human nature to become distracted and want to move on to something else. But I also think that's the nature of the world we live in. We're almost conditioned not to spend a lot of time on any particular thing and to always be looking ahead to what's next. And for something like prayer, it's really necessary to be able to sit in it and dwell on it for a while. And so this morning I want to provide an encouragement for us that we need to continue in prayer, even if we feel that tension of perhaps getting distracted or feeling that desire to move on to something else, or perhaps just losing our fire for prayer. Prayer is not something that, functionally speaking, in our lives that we should be in the habit of stopping and starting again and stopping again. It should be something that is ongoing and continues every day of our lives. And so we read in 1 Thessalonians 5:17, it says, pray constantly, or perhaps pray without ceasing. And so this sense of prayer should be ongoing in our lives, not something that we just simply focus on for a period of time and then it fades away. Rather, we should pray constantly, each and every day. And so why is that? Why should prayer exist in our lives this way? Well, number one, prayer is our lifeline to God. Prayer is our ability and our opportunity to stay connected to God, to continue in our relationship with Him, to continue in communication with Him. And then secondly, prayer is your power. Prayer is your opportunity to feel empowered as a follower of Jesus Christ. And so if you examine your life and you feel like, I just don't feel effective in my relationship with the Lord, I don't feel that fire and that desire, well then examine your prayer life. Much like a fire needs fuel in order to keep going, our Christian life, our life following Jesus needs fuel, and often our prayers are that fuel that keeps us going in following Christ. And then lastly, prayer is your peace. Oftentimes in my own life, when I'm going through a period of time where I feel anxious, I feel distracted, oftentimes it's an increase in my prayer life that leads to more peace, more contentment, more trust in the Lord. And so prayer is your peace in your life. And so be encouraged to continue in your prayers. Don't view prayer as something that you just simply start and stop over and over again, but see prayer as something that exists on a continuum. Like 1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, pray without ceasing. And so make prayer function that way in your life. Ongoing, not starting and stopping, but continuing on. Have a blessed day.